Hi, I'm David Lee. Welcome once again to another Culinary Capers here at Shell Point. Today is very special for me and very, very special. Many people ask me, how did I get into this idea of cooking? And it started a number of years ago in St. Louis. I had never had a chocolate souffle. And make a long story short, I had one at a fancy restaurant in St. Louis. And my wife talked the owner, chef, into teaching me how to make a souffle. And really that's what started me with this culinary stuff and trying to figure out how to have fun in the kitchen. So I want to debunk a big myth to you today. Souffles are not that hard to make and they're a lot of fun. You may not ever want to make them, but I'm going to challenge you to say this is just a lot of fun and a great dessert too. So there's really only a few ingredients in a souffle. There's 3 eggs, and by the way, this is going to make 2 souffles. So 3 eggs, and we're going to separate them. There's a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of cream de cocoa, and 1 teaspoon of flour, and 2 teaspoons of melted dark chocolate. And the other final ingredient really is air, which is what makes it all come together. But we'll take the 3 eggs in a nice big bowl, the sugar, and the cream de cocoa. And then we're going to whip this up. You got to get the souffle to rise. And we want it to rise out of the souffle cups very nicely. So what I want to do here for the souffle cups is to butter them so that it doesn't stick. But then the other trade secret that really makes this work is to sugar them, to put some sugar on them and coat the butter now with sugar. You want to make sure it gets to the rim so that as it rises, the souffle doesn't stick. Okay, now we want to put this on the double boiler to warm it up. What we're trying to do here is 2 things. Number 1, dissolve the sugar and warm it up till it thickens a little bit. And while it's been a few years, I sort of remember when I was in the restaurant with Theo, when I touched it with the back of my hand, it felt just like you'd want to serve the milk for a little newborn baby. Warm but not hot. So once again, we're not trying to cook this at this point. Just get it dissolved. So now we add the teaspoon of flour. And then I'm going to sneak it out here. I warmed it up a little bit so it would pour. We want to add the secret ingredient, 2 teaspoons of melted dark chocolate. And Theo cautioned, you don't want to get carried away here. It's the balance between the flour and the liquid is what makes it rise. And the reality is the flour makes it rise. So without enough flour, it doesn't have enough oomph to get up. But too much flour and too much liquid, it'll go down. So the proportions are what are important. There's our batter. Now we're going to leave this right here. I'll turn this off. Now I told you we have to have some air. That's the secret ingredient. So now we have the 3 egg whites in our mixer. You can do this by hand, you can do by any mixer you've got. I just happen to have the KitchenAid. So we're going to start this. Let's take a look at it now. That's been about a minute. That's not quite as firm for making peaks as I want. we've got the egg whites nice and firm. Okay. So now I'm going to take about a third of it and just mix it in here. And then I'm going to put the rest of it in here. Now we're going to fold this in rather than stir it, because we don't want to break out all of the air. So it just takes a little bit of time. The more air we keep in it, the more they're going to rise. Now we'll take our 2 souffle cups that we had made earlier. Okay, now into a 400 degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. And after about 5 minutes, we're going to check them just to make sure they're rising. Okay, it's been about 11 minutes now, and let's take a look here. And I think you can see with Dan's great camera work here that they've risen up nicely, and you want them to be nice and firm on the top. So we've got our soufflés done. 11 minutes. There's 2 nice soufflés for us. Now they are hot, so we want to be careful here. Okay, now there's our 2 soufflés. I'm going to dust them with some powdered sugar. And now what I would normally do is take them to the dinner table, serve them to the people, and then Margie likes to pour the chocolate sauce that we made in another episode here. So, and we'll just break it open here, and both of them. And we would normally serve it out of a serving bowl, but so there you have it, Fio's chocolate souffle. I hope you'll be inspired to maybe try it, or come over to my house and I'll make you one. So there you have it, and enjoy. Thanks for looking and watching me today. Bye now.